My name is Christabel and I'm 28 years old. I want to share a testimony that I am sure that will change your life the way it did to me. Of recent, you might have heard about terrible things happening, like when fires destroyed homes in Los Angeles, or when floods washed away entire neighborhoods. Those weren't just accidents. They were warnings. And now, I need to tell you about something big that's coming this October. But before I start, I want you to comment where you are listening from in the comment section. Also, like this video so that more people will see this video. If you have done that, may God bless you. Now I want you to pay attention so that you won't misunderstand my testimony. 3 months before I died, I started hearing something strange. I'd be washing dishes and I'd hear it, soft, like someone whispering right next to my ear. Latifat. That's not my name. That's not anyone's name I knew. The first time it happened, I turned around fast, soapy hands dripping water on the floor. Nobody was there. My apartment was empty, just like always. I laughed it off. Maybe I was tired. Maybe I'd heard the neighbor's TV through the thin walls. But it kept happening. In the grocery store, while I was driving, right before I fell asleep at night, Latifat. Always the same word, always the same gentle voice. I should have listened. I should have paid attention. Instead, I ignored it. I told myself I was stressed from work, that I needed more sleep, that it was nothing. How many times do we ignore the small things God tries to tell us? I was so good at making excuses. By the 3rd month, I wasn't laughing anymore. I was worried. Was I going crazy? Should I see a doctor? The voice never went away, but I never told anyone about it either. I was too embarrassed. Looking back now, I realized that was God trying to prepare me for what was coming. He was being gentle, giving me time to get used to his voice. But I was too busy, too logical, too afraid to really listen, until that Tuesday. I remember because Tuesdays were always slow at work, and I was looking forward to a quiet evening at home. I'd stopped at the coffee shop on the corner, the one with the blue awning, and ordered my usual medium latte, extra foam. The light was green. I checked, I always check. I pulled into the intersection, then I heard the screaming of tires. Metal crunching, glass exploding, the world spinning like a carnival ride that wouldn't stop. And then, nothing. I was dead. Clinically dead. My heart stopped beating right there in the twisted metal of what used to be my car. The doctors would tell me later that I was gone for 7 minutes. 7 whole minutes. Before I go on, I need to ask you something. Are you still listening? Please don't stop now. What I'm about to tell you could change everything for you, just like it changed everything for me. God showed you this video for a reason. Trust me on that. Here's the weird part. And I know it all sounds weird, but this was the weirdest. I wasn't in pain anymore. Actually, I wasn't in my body anymore. I was floating. Just floating above everything. I could see my car, crumpled like a soda can someone stepped on. I could see the other driver stumbling out of his truck, his face white as paper. I could see people running toward us, their mouths open, shouting things I couldn't hear. And I could see me. My body was slumped over the steering wheel, blood on my forehead, not moving. I should have been terrified. I should have been screaming. But instead I felt peaceful, more peaceful than I'd ever felt in my entire life. Like every worry I'd ever had just disappeared. Like I was finally home after being lost for years. Then I saw it. The light. It wasn't like a lamp or the sun or anything I can properly describe. It was beautiful and warm, and it felt like love. Pure, perfect love. The kind of love that makes you want to cry because it's so good, and you've never felt anything like it before. I didn't even think about it. I just started moving toward it, like a moth drawn to a flame, except this flame wouldn't burn me. This flame would only make me whole. The light opened up into a tunnel. I know. Everyone who's had one of these experiences talks about a tunnel. But let me tell you, it's real. So real, the walls glowed with colors I'd never seen before. Colors that don't have names. And there was music. Or maybe it was more like singing. It surrounded me, lifted me, carried me forward. Every note felt like joy filling up every empty space inside me. As I moved through the tunnel, something incredible happened. My whole life started playing out around me, but not like watching a movie. I was in every moment again. I saw myself as a little girl, maybe 5 years old, sharing my lunch with a classmate who'd forgotten hers. I'd completely forgotten about that day, but there it was, and I could feel how happy that little girl had been to help someone. I saw myself at 16, lying to my mom about where I'd been. I felt the shame all over again, but this time I also felt something else. Forgiveness. Complete, total forgiveness. Every moment of my 28 years was there. The good choices and the bad ones. The times I'd been kind, and the times I'd been cruel. The prayers I'd whispered and the ones I'd forgotten to say. All of it mattered. All of it was seen. All of it was known. And every question I'd ever wondered about got answered without anyone saying a word. Why did my dad leave? Why did I lose that job? Why did that relationship fall apart? Suddenly I understood. Not because someone explained it, but because I just knew. Like how you know your own name. Time wasn't working right anymore. Or maybe it was working the way it's supposed to work. And Earth is where time is broken. Those 7 minutes felt like 7 hours. Or maybe 7 seconds. I couldn't tell. At the end of the tunnel, I stepped out into, I don't even know what to call it. Paradise? Heaven? Home? There were gardens everywhere. Trees with fruit that seemed to glow from the inside. Flowers in those impossible colors again. Water that was so clear it looked like liquid crystal. Bubbling up from fountains and running in streams that sang their own songs. And standing there, waiting for me, was Jesus. I knew it was him immediately. Don't ask me how, I just knew. The same way you know your mom's voice when she calls you, even if you can't see her. He looked like love if love could be a person. His eyes were deep and kind, and when he smiled at me, I felt like I might break apart from the joy of it. He was wearing simple clothes, a white robe, nothing fancy, but he glowed with a light that came from inside him. Christabel, he said, and hearing my actual name from his lips made me fall to my knees. Not because I was forced to, but because my legs wouldn't hold me up anymore. I was looking at the one who made me, the one who died for me, the one who loved me before I was even born. Welcome home, he said, and held out his hand to help me up. We were standing in the Garden of Eden, the real one, the one from the very beginning, before everything went wrong. He showed me the tree of life, still growing, still beautiful, still waiting. He showed me places that were perfect, because sin had never touched them. I wanted to stay there forever. But then Jesus took my hand and his face grew serious. There's something I need to show you, he said. We walked together through the garden until we came to a huge hall, a building made of something that looked like pearl and gold mixed together. When we stepped inside, I heard crying, angels, hundreds of them, maybe thousands. They were weeping. On the walls of the hall, there were scenes playing out like windows into earth. I saw a mother holding her sick child in a hospital. I saw an old man sitting alone in a dark apartment, forgotten by everyone. I saw people fighting, hurting each other, destroying the beautiful world God had made. I saw children going to bed hungry. I saw hatred spreading like poison, and the angels were crying for all of it. Why are they so sad? I asked Jesus, though I think I already knew. Because they love the people of earth, he said, and time is running out. He explained it to me then. God's heart breaks for every person who's suffering, for every person who doesn't know him yet. The angels see it all, and they feel it all, and they're desperate for people to wake up before it's too late. Too late for what? I whispered. Come, he said. I'll show you. Jesus led me to another room, and this one was filled with scrolls. They were everywhere, on shelves that stretched up so high I couldn't see the ceiling, glowing softly in the dim light. He pulled one down and handed it to me. My name was written on it in gold letters. Christabel. "Open it," he said gently. My hands were shaking as I unrolled it. And there, written in the same gold ink, was my life. Not just what had already happened. I'd seen that in the tunnel. This was everything. My past, my present, and my future. All of it written out like a story. I saw where I'd made good choices and where I'd made terrible ones. I saw opportunities I'd missed. I saw prayers God had answered that I'd never even noticed. And then I saw something that made my heart stop. I saw what I was supposed to do next. "You have to go back," Jesus said softly. "No," I heard myself say. I couldn't go back. Not after seeing this, not after feeling this peace. Please let me stay here. But he shook his head, and even though his eyes were full of love, they were also full of purpose. "Your work isn't finished, Christabel. People need to hear what you've seen. They need to be warned." Warned about what? That's when he showed me. The next room was different from anything I'd seen so far. The walls were made of mirrors, or maybe they were more like windows, and in each one, I could see different parts of Earth, different countries, different cities, different people. "Watch," Jesus said. And I watched as the scenes began to change. I saw what was coming, not someday far away in the distant future. Soon, starting in October. "I'm sending warnings," Jesus told me. "Trumpets, you could call them. Signs that will wake people up. 4 of them, one after another, to give everyone a chance to choose." "Choose what?" I asked. "Choose me," he said simply. "Or choose to keep living like I don't exist. Everyone will have to decide." He showed me what each warning would look like, and I need to tell you about them now. Please listen carefully. Your life might depend on it. In the first vision, I saw archaeologists digging in Jerusalem. Old city, ancient stones. They'd been searching for something, I'm not sure what, when their shovels hit something hard. A box. Sealed tight and covered in symbols nobody had seen in thousands of years. When they finally opened it, they found a scroll inside. The moment it was unrolled, something supernatural happened. Every person who looked at it could read it, no matter what language they spoke. Like God flipped a switch, and suddenly everyone understood. The message was simple. God loves you. He's real. He's been trying to reach you, and time is running out to respond to him. You'd think everyone would celebrate, right? But that's not what I saw. Some people fell to their knees, crying, finally understanding that everything they'd wondered about God was true. But others? They got angry. They called it a fake. They said scientists had planted it to control people. They said it was a trick. The world split right down the middle. Some believed. Some refused to believe no matter what evidence they saw. But here's what made me cry when I saw it. Regular people started gathering together. Not in big fancy churches, in homes, in parks, in coffee shops. They started talking about God, sharing their stories, helping each other, and even though the powerful people tried to shut it down, they couldn't. It spread like wildfire. That's the first trumpet, an ancient scroll that proves God is real and forces everyone to make a choice. The second vision showed me what would happen to churches, the buildings, the organizations, all of it. I saw preachers who'd been lying to people, taking their money, twisting God's words to make themselves powerful, and I saw them get exposed. One by one, the truth about them came out. Some of them tried to silence people who spoke up, but it didn't work. The truth always finds a way out. A lot of big churches collapsed. Buildings shut down. Programs ended, and for a little while, it looked like maybe the whole church was dying. But then something beautiful happened. People started meeting in living rooms again. Just like in the very beginning when Jesus' followers first started spreading his message. They didn't care about fancy buildings or famous preachers anymore. They just wanted to know God and love each other. And in some of those meetings, supernatural things happened. Fires appeared. Not burning fires, but glowing lights that filled rooms and touched people's hearts. Sick people got healed. Broken relationships got fixed. People who'd been empty inside got filled up with joy. The church wasn't dying. It was being born again, purified, made real. That's the second trumpet. God cleaning house and showing people what church is really supposed to be. The third vision was the strangest one. I saw astronomers looking through their telescopes one night when they spotted something that shouldn't exist. A new star, not a comet or an asteroid or anything they could explain. A brand new star that hadn't been there the night before, burning bright in the sky where there'd only been empty space. Scientists went crazy trying to figure it out. They had conferences and debates and published papers, but nobody could explain where it came from or what it was made of. Every natural law said it was impossible, but there it was, glowing for everyone to see. And people felt something when they looked at it. A pull, a whisper in their hearts. Some felt afraid. Some felt hopeful. But nobody could ignore it. The weirdest part? Children started talking about it like they knew exactly what it meant. Little kids who couldn't even read yet would point at the sky and say things like, "That's God saying hello," or "He's coming back soon." Their parents didn't know what to think. That's the third trumpet, a sign in the sky that can't be explained away, making everyone wonder if maybe there's more to this universe than we thought. The fourth vision showed me the most incredible things. I saw families who had nothing, no food in the fridge, no money in the bank, suddenly finding exactly what they needed. Groceries appearing on doorsteps with no note, no explanation. Bills getting paid by anonymous donors. Perfect strangers helping people they'd never met before. But here's the test that came with it. Would people share what they received? Or would they hoard it? The ones who shared found that they never ran out. Like the old story of the loaves and fishes, except happening right now, in regular neighborhoods, with regular people. I also saw something that made my jaw drop. Jesus was walking around Earth in disguise, looking like a regular person. He was in grocery stores, on street corners, in restaurants. Most people didn't recognize him, but every once in a while, someone would see him for who he really was, and their whole life would change in an instant. And celebrities, actors, musicians, famous people started having encounters with God, real ones. And instead of hiding it to protect their careers, they started talking about it. Their fame became a megaphone for the message. That's the fourth trumpet. Miracles happening everywhere, Jesus walking among us, and the choice becoming impossible to avoid. Jesus showed me what would happen after all four trumpets sounded. The systems that powerful people built to control others, they started falling apart. Banks that stole from the poor collapsed. Governments that hurt their people got overthrown. Companies that lied and cheated went bankrupt. And in their place, something new grew. Leaders who actually cared about people rose up. They weren't rich or famous or powerful in the old way. They were just good. They served instead of being served. They told the truth instead of whatever made them look good. Kindness started spreading like a virus, the good kind. Videos of people helping each other went viral. Stories of forgiveness and second chances got shared millions of times. It became cool to be good. But the world still split into two groups. Some cities became full of light, places where people loved God and loved each other, where there was peace and joy and hope. Other cities became dark, places where people rejected everything good, where hatred and violence ruled, and every single person had to choose which side they were on. There was no middle ground anymore. I didn't want to leave. I begged Jesus to let me stay in that perfect place where there was no pain, no fear, no death. But he took my hands in his and looked right into my eyes. "Christabel, I need you to go back. Tell them what you saw. Tell them I'm coming. Tell them time is short, but my arms are still open. Tell them I love them more than they can imagine." "But what if they don't listen?" I asked. "Some won't," he said, and I saw sadness flicker across his face. "But some will. And even if only one person listens, It's worth it." He pulled me close, and I felt his presence fill me up like water filling a cup. "I'll be with you," he whispered. "Always. You won't see me, but I'll be there. When you're scared, I'll give you courage. When you're tired, I'll give you strength. When you doubt, I'll remind you of what you saw here." Then everything went bright, and I felt myself being pulled backward, through the tunnel again, through the light, back toward my broken body in that crushed car. The doctors said I have been for 7 minutes without a heartbeat, and I came back with no brain damage. The car was totaled, but I only had a concussion and some bruises. A miracle. That's what they called it. I call it a second chance. When I opened my eyes in that hospital bed, I remembered everything. Most people who have near-death experiences say the memories fade, like dreams do when you wake up. But not for me. Every moment in heaven is still crystal clear in my mind. I can still see Jesus' face. I can still hear the angels crying. I can still feel the peace of that garden. And I know that I'm supposed to tell you this story. Listen to me. You didn't stumble onto this by accident. God brought you here because He wants you to hear this. October is coming to an end. The trumpets are going to sound. You're going to see things that you can't explain. Things that will make you question everything you thought you knew about the world. And when that happens, you're going to have to choose. Do you believe in God? Do you believe He loves you? Do you believe Jesus died for you and came back to life so you could have a relationship with Him? This isn't complicated. It's actually the simplest thing in the world. God's message has always been the same. Love me and love the people around you. That's it. That's the whole thing. But simple doesn't mean easy. Choosing God means choosing to change. It means admitting you've made mistakes. It means letting go of things that you've been holding on to. It means trusting that God's way is better than your way, even when it doesn't feel like it. Here's what you need to do to get ready. Start talking to God, right now, today. Don't wait for a perfect moment or the right words. Just talk to Him like you'd talk to someone you love. Read what He said. Get a Bible. Start with the book of John. Let God speak to you through His own words. Find other people who believe. Don't try to do this alone. We need each other. Pay attention to the whispers. Remember how I heard Latifat for 3 months and ignored it? Don't be like me. When you feel God nudging you toward something, listen and forgive. Forgive the people who hurt you. Forgive yourself for the things you regret. Carrying all that weight will only slow you down. I don't know when your time will run out. None of us do. We think we have forever to make up our minds about God, but we don't. Every single day is a gift we might not get again. What if October is your deadline? What if the trumpets sound and you realize you waited too long? Please don't wait. Right now, wherever you are, you can pray. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just tell God you believe in Him. Tell Him you're sorry for the things you've done wrong. Ask Jesus to be part of your life. Thank Him for dying so you could be forgiven. That's it. That's all it takes. If you just prayed that, even if you're not totally sure about it, even if you feel awkward, something huge just happened. The angels in heaven are celebrating right now because of you. Jesus is smiling. You just made the most important choice of your entire life. Before I end this video, I need to tell you something. Remember that voice I heard for 3 months? The one saying Latifat over and over? After I came back, I finally looked up what that word means. It's a name from another language, and it means gentle or kind one. God was trying to tell me something about who He is. He wasn't going to yell at me or force me to listen. He was going to be gentle, kind, patient. He's being that way with you too. He's been whispering to you your whole life. In the sunset that took your breath away. In the hug from someone you needed. In the lyrics of a song that made you cry. In the feeling that there has to be more to life than this. That's Him. That's God. Saying, I'm here. I love you. Come home. Are you listening, dear friend? I know it might be difficult for you, maybe based on religion or whatever, but believe me, the greatest gift you can get in your life today is to give your life to Christ. Don't see Him as an ordinary man. He is beyond that. He is the savior of the whole world. He died for you, and he is still calling you home. Make peace with him today, so that when he returns, he will find you worthy. God bless you for listening to this point. May God bless and keep you as you do his word. Remain blessed.